Hey, good evening, everyone. This is Eric with Game Mode Retro.
This is Bill with Retro Comparisons.
So we are now at our fourth episode. Hard to believe it, but I can't believe we're already here, man. Isn't that nuts?
The time is flying.
I feel like it's we're having some good times, playing some good games, getting some good feedback. So keeping that going, which is also pretty awesome. But we thought we would do one of our all-time favorites tonight, and just to point it out. Bill is kicking my behind in the actual competition, as obviously this is a versus video. So right now, the score is Retro Comparisons Bill 2 and to 1. I only have one win, Streets of Rage 4, so I'm looking for another win, but all transparency here. Bill is normally better than me at most games, and he is much better than me at this one, so...
We'll see. We'll find out.
Well, I appreciate the vote of confidence, but you probably will kick my ass. So,
but we shall see. You never know what's going to happen.
So, Bill, why don't you give us a rundown about this game and kind of why we feel like it's one of our favorites.
This is just like the culmination of like wrestling games in the 64 era. So you had Warzone, which didn't age too well, I don't think personally. I mean, you used to love that game, right?
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I chose that game over GoldenEye when I got my system as like the first game that I got for the 64.
Yeah.
And I love that game. It's going from like, the 16-bit era wrestling games, which are good for the time, to this was just like, oh my god.
I just feel like the Warzone was a great game, but overall the controls were just trash. So I feel like you really had to learn. I remember when I got it.
You had to like look up.
Yes, like they did a good job like having the movesets, but I remember like you have to watch a video on how to do it. Remember that?
Well, I didn't even have the internet back then, so
no, but I mean, like, no. I mean, like, they actually had tutorials in the game to help you learn the movesets, and that was such a pain.
Yeah. It's like press up C, down C, B,
yes,
down A, and you can do a stunner. Really?
I go back to thinking about like some of these games, and for me, I remember thinking about Warzone, right? Mm-hmm. Great commentary track. No commentary on this game, and this came out years later. Like,
yeah, they must have had to save room. It's not like the PlayStation where you had a disc where you had like 700 plus megabytes to work with. But this game is just so much better. I mean, I was never huge into WCW, at least during the Monday Night Wars.
Right.
So I was always like a WWF guy. When I got WrestleMania 2000, I was like blown away.
Well, it's
funny
because
this game is like, just the culmination of that.
Right. I was never super into WCW either, but I feel like I had like, NWO Revenge. I had a bunch of I think I have all of them, and had all of them at the time, and I think that's kind of what led us to this point. And obviously, this is the much far superior one. WrestleMania 2000 is also a great game. But I feel like this one is the one. This is the game that most people want to play for 64.
Yeah, you got probably the best roster. Plus, you can like do a lot of edits, which you'll see throughout this video.
Right. So why don't you walk us through that real quick, Bill?
So I spent a lot of time making edits for these characters so that we can get like their different attires for different points in the Attitude Era, and just even some characters that were kind of in the game but not really officially in it, like Midian and Gangrel and characters like that. They left the faces in, the moveset and everything. You just have to kind of make it yourself. So,
so this is actually which Bill dubbed the Attitude Era. So what we did for this video was we kind of already set it up, and we're both going to do a Rumble, as you can see here. I'm going to start out as Stone Cold, and Bill is going to start out as the Undertaker. And we basically mimicked each of the entire Rumble roster. So we all have the same characters in here. Bill will have Austin, obviously, and then I'll have Undertaker as well. We're going to kind of go through. And at this year, we're at 32. We can't choose 30, which is the way that it should be, a 30-man Rumble, right?
Yeah, that drives me totally bonkers.
So that's one of the reasons why we're at that for this one. And then we're going to kind of go through it. And if we get eliminated, we're going to keep going through it. And most likely, I will probably get eliminated in the first few minutes. But realistically speaking, Bill, are we going to do who finishes the Rumble faster? Because we're probably both going to be eliminated more than once, I would assume.
I would think so. If it comes very close, maybe we can say, like, you did it 2 minutes quicker, but
Right.
I only got eliminated twice, or however we want to work it like that. But
All right. Well, I'm going to try to be
see.
positive and not be pessimistic here, but I probably won't last very long. But yeah, we're looking forward to the video. We're going to kind of go through and we're kind of reminisce, talk about the Attitude Era a bit, talk about how we miss wrestling and sound, I'm assuming, old to some of our listeners. Maybe call us boomers because we're kind of living in the past. But wrestling is not what it used to be, my friend.
Yeah, you can't objectively look at it and be like, it's so much better overall. I mean, the actual wrestling is probably better, but
Right.
wrestling is more than wrestling. It's storylines and promos and all that stuff.
100%. Well, let's get into it, and we can continue the great conversations, but we'll start out at the same time here. So I'll do 3, 2, 1, start.
All right.
All right. 3, 2, 1, start.
Are we skipping over the intros?
Yeah, why don't we do that just for the sake of the video here.
All right, well, I'm going right now.
All right, here I go. Oh, man. I am also, just full transparency, I don't think I've played No Mercy in probably at least a month, so I know it's not crazy, but I haven't played in about a month or so it's going to take me a second to pick up where I am here.
Yeah, there was a point where, I was able to reverse, every single move.
Oh,
That's
dude,
probably, in the early 2000s when I was
and I can vouch for him on that because when I play with him, it's sometimes very frustrating because he can reverse everything. He's so quick on the reversals. Oh,
not as much anymore. There was a point, though.
oh man, you sell yourself short all the time. It's like Bill's also a fantastic guitarist, and he always says that he's not. So
You say the same thing about drums. So.
yeah, what are you gonna do? I guess we're both down on ourselves sometimes, right? I'm on Dream Street right now.
Uh-oh. So I have Farouk coming out here.
All right, well, Christian just got eliminated.
So we had 2 options for Farouk for the attire. There's the... Actually, I don't have the Nation of Domination one in here. I should have put that in the game. There's the APA one, and there's the Acolytes. He was in the Ministry.
Right.
We didn't put that one in. Although we do have the Ministry /
Here comes Farouk now.
Christian here.
Yep.
I just eliminated.
Yeah, so Bill and I went through the roster and we really picked, some of our favorites, but just really people that we thought should be included in the actual gameplay here for the Rumble. So
I think we
tried to
made
make
a
it.
mistake by having all the good guys in first.
Right. Well, I just think ultimately, think about this. This is how we're going to get into this conversation. But, honestly, man, the entire Attitude Era roster, it's hard to find a bad wrestler on that roster. It's difficult to find someone that this doesn't really belong.
Everybody back then was over with the crowd. You'll hear people talk about it now and be like I have Albius in here. Oh, he wasn't really over. Listen to the reactions the guy gets.
Right.
Even like the oddities. Even they were getting
Dude, they were
bigger
over
reactions now than 95% of the current roster.
Right. And I feel like one of the differences is back in the day, depending on who was the writing team, but who was really paying attention to some of these things, they listened to people that got over. And over the past few years, a lot of people have gotten over that they just passed the buck on. I remember Damian Sandow got super huge, and then people just kind of wrote him off because they just wrote him off TV, and they didn't give him anything anymore, and he got washed up, and they let him go. It's the same thing with Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. And I'm a huge fan of both of theirs, but they were around with Edge, and they got over big time. It's like the Edge heads and stuff, but then they just can't find things for some people anymore.
Yeah, it's such a waste. Don't get me wrong, guys are wasted. Right now in the ring with Test and Val Venus, who are both kind of wasted after a certain point in time.
Right.
But at the same time, you had The Rock and Triple H and Austin and Taker and Kane, all these guys at the top. So I guess,
right.
There's a lot of guys fighting for that position. But they tend to waste all these guys now. And you only have a short window when somebody's super over to really get to the upper echelon of that.
Right. And I think that's one of the issues that, again, I still watch it casually when it's more of a bigger pay-per-view and stuff, but I just, be honest with you, SummerSlam was on, 2 weeks ago, and I had it on in the background and didn't really watch it because it's just, I don't know, just there's some of the guys I like, but I don't know. I'm just not really into it like I was.
Yeah, who cares? It's this guy beat this guy this week. And
I just eliminated Taker, by the way.
Well, I already eliminated Austin, actually, a while ago.
What are you at for people left?
Number or 27's come out right now. D'Lo.
Yeah, I'm at
WD
28, so
map.
we're pretty much there.
D'Lo was very underrated.
Oh, totally. And I think D'Lo was one of those guys that was super over. They just couldn't really get him. They couldn't really write anything good for him. You know.
They did at first when he was in the Nation, and when he broke off the Nation with like Mark Henry. He had some good stuff going on. He did paralyzed draws, and I think that really affected him mentally.
That's true. That's actually a good call out. We do have draws in this too, but that's actually a good call because I think that, you know, when you hurt somebody in the business, I know obviously accidents happen, but when you hurt someone in the business, I think it really ruins your chances for getting bigger.
Yeah, it definitely takes a toll on you mentally too, to know that you hurt somebody that bad.
Oh, totally. No, you're about to get stunnered, Test.
I still haven't done a tombstone yet.
No?
Here comes Shamrock. He's always pissed off in this game, and I think in real life too.
Oh man, I'm not gonna be able to do it. Oh.
See, I don't know why Shamrock was in this game. Like, this came out in late 2000, and Shamrock was gone by like late 99. Makes no sense that he's actually part of this roster. I'm glad he's in it.
No, absolutely great addition, but oh man, I blew my special too.
I've blown several of mine, or at least one of them.
Getting my butt kicked right now.
Yeah, with Austin, you can do like 3 stunners per special. It's pretty nice.
Probably would have helped if I remember how to pick somebody up.
Oh my god, I almost got knocked out.
How do you pick somebody up? I forget.
I think you hold R. It's one of those things like my fingers know what does what, but my brain doesn't.
All right, there goes Test.
Heartbreak Kid.
Valvin just thinks he's pinning somebody right. He's trying to, pin somebody in the Rumble.
It's like the Macho Man in '93.
Yep. Yep.
I never knew if that was like on purpose or if like he just forgot he was.
Man, it's so funny. Like, sometimes you think something's a shoot where it's real, and then you're like, no, oh no, it's fake. But it's like, it's just so hard to tell sometimes in wrestling.
Well, especially in the Attitude Era, that's what part of what made it so good was like blurring the lines.
Right.
What is actually real and what's not. I mean, you have stuff that happened like the Montreal screw job and stuff like that, which was still talked about to this day.
Right.
Other things are like, was that supposed to happen?
Right. So let's get back to the roster for a second here. Let's go through it a little bit here and talk about the roster in this game, but realistically just, in the Attitude Era at the time. I would argue that this is probably one of the greatest rosters of all time.
Oh, I mean, easily. I mean, you had a great roster in the late 80s, early 90s. You had Macho Man, Hogan, Warrior, Heart Foundation Rockers, all these great superstars, but just everybody was over the audience. Everybody could talk most everyone could talk really well in the Attitude Era. And storylines were, probably, I mean, some of them were trashy, but,
Right.
But, I mean, yeah, the roster was just everybody was on fire, and everybody knew what to do,
Right.
Nobody ever looked lost in the ring.
Well, that's why I think
glorifying it, but it was everyone was good.
I feel like everybody, there was really no B wrestlers there. I just feel like everybody on the card was someone that you wanted to watch. Like if it was like Scotty 2 Hottie or Grandmaster Sexay or
I was just thinking of that.
Yeah, or even the Headbangers. Everybody was good hands, good wrestlers.
Yeah.
And connected with the audience. I feel like.
I mean, with Too Cool, I mean, listen to the reactions they get.
Right.
It's so over.
100%. They were first. They were too much, right?
Yep.
And they were not over. But I remember that for a fact. No one liked them. And
they were pretty much jobbers to the stuff.
Overnight, man. It happened overnight. They know how to. Oh man, I just blew it on Ken Shamrock right there.
Yeah, I'm getting triple teamed here. This is not cool.
Oh man. This is what hard about this game too is you'll be doing really good and all is you'll just let your guard down for a second and you're gone.
Especially in a Rumble.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, in a regular match too, all of a sudden you lose momentum or something. But yeah, in the Rumble it's just certain guy comes in Bradshaw. He's got that hammer punch. Just knocks you out in one punch. It's how did that happen?
Oh man. Whenever we play with our friend Travis there, he uses Bradshaw.
Also, I made Goldberg in the game and gave him that same punch, and he's pretty much unstoppable.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, Shamrock's got a special. He's gonna break my ankle. He was part of the corporation at one point. He and McMahon are doing a number on me here.
Oh, I just eliminated my Shamrock in my game, so.
What number are you on right now? I gotta
25.
check on it. Okay.
I'm going to try to eliminate
Gotta get out of this
Davey
corner.
Boy right now. Oh, come on, Davey Boy. A little premature jump there and I missed it.
Davey Boy should have been champion at one point.
Here comes Shawn Michaels.
He was one of the biggest stars of the new generation, I guess.
Well, Michaels?
Not that they had.
Yeah.
What's that?
Michaels, right?
Well, Michaels too, but Davey Boy Smith, British
Yeah.
Bulldog. Yeah, he was really big with the audience when he was a face. When he turned heel, he was one of the top bad guys, and he fought
Oh, yeah.
Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart for the championship a bunch of times. He just never got that push to be like the guy.
Yep. And then I just feel like he was one of those guys where, oh, come on, I'm trying to eliminate Shawn right now. Oh, it's still too early, but D'Lo got him for me. Ooh, double teaming right now. D'Lo Brown with the Bulldog. I feel like with Bulldog, I think I started getting into it like a little bit too late. And I feel like I kind of never liked him. I think when I liked at that time, I think he was a heel then. So I wasn't a huge fan.
Yeah, he was really big in the. Well, I don't want to say really big, but he was pretty over in the early '90s. And then when he came back in '94, he was still pretty over with the crowd, and he had a great run of being like one of the top heels at the time, which I know there was a pretty thin roster in the mid '90s.
Right.
But when he's in the Hart Foundation, he was awesome in there. Him and Owen Hart were a great tag team.
Yeah, and brother-in-laws in real life.
Yep.
All right, there goes D'Lo. What are you getting for numbers right now?
Number 18.
Oh, dude, you're way ahead of me, huh?
Uh-oh, the big red machine. My brother.
I'd say he's probably your second favorite wrestler, I'd say, of
I
this.
think so. I don't know, I always loved The Undertaker, like especially when he was like in his gray attire.
Yep.
But it was a great storyline. It was a huge build-up with Kane and Taker back in '97.
I feel like you must be on a tear eliminating people, huh?
Yeah, I'm kind of going on rampage right now, but
I'm trying to catch up.
all it takes is one punch from someone and you're out of the Rumble.
Yep.
So.
I'd say so for me, it's kind of easy to figure out, but favorite wrestler of all time for me is Austin. And I don't know, what's my second favorite? Who would you say my second favorite is?
I don't know. From this era or just overall?
I'd say from this era.
I don't know, Rock or Taker or.
I'd probably go with
No.
Taker and then Taker then Rock, I'd say.
Like I always liked The Rock, but I always liked Austin better.
Right.
It's kind of like the thing with like you're either a Beatles fan or a Stones fan.
Right. Can't be both ways.
Yeah. So I was always an Austin guy when it came between the two of them. I'm fighting the two heads of the company right now, Triple H and McMahon. Oh, and here
man.
comes The Rock.
Triple H, man. I feel like these days, like no one likes him anymore.
I cannot get Vince McMahon out of this Rumble.
I'm trying right now too. He might get me actually. Well, what do you think for you? What makes this game so much fun? To be honest.
It's one of those games where it's like it's hard to master, but very easy just to pick up and play. I think it's just got universal appeal with that. You have the option for 4 players, which is always big for parties and whatnot. And yes, we still have N64 parties, and well, early 2020 we did.
Yes, we did.
Getting out.
Yes.
And just it's so easy to learn the buttons on this. It's not like the newer games where there was some point in the mid to later 2000s where the SmackDown games really lost me, where they became just less fun to play, and
Right.
this has more of an arcade feel to it without really being an arcade game.
That's a good point. I feel like for PS2, for example, like there were some obviously a lot of the SmackDown games that were fantastic. Shut Your Mouth, Here Comes the Pain. I think that's when it started to lose me. Like right after that generation, I feel like is where it was like create the wrestler stuff. It took too long. I just wanted to be able to pick up and play it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it is cool that you can do such detailed things. Like, I started buying wrestling games in the mid 2010s.
Right.
Just for the creative character.
Yes, I remember that.
Anymore.
Yes, I remember that. You spent a lot of time creating characters over the years, Bill, haven't you?
I really have way too much time.
You don't want to admit how much time, do you?
I mean, I could have been like Eddie Van Halen on guitar if I didn't spend so much time playing GoldenEye and No Mercy, but...
Oh, man. And again, Bill's a very good guitarist, so...
Yeah.
I'm only at 21 right now. What do you got, like 16 now?
15.
Jeez.
14.
Well, I guess at this point, that's probably what we should do. I guess the first person to finish would be our winner, and we'll call it a day. But if you get eliminated, and I'm still going...
Yeah, it's going to throw a monkey wrench into it.
If you get eliminated and I'm still going, I think what we should do is, if I can make it to the end without getting eliminated, I would win, or vice versa.
I agree with that.
All right, that sounds like a good idea.
Agree with that.
Remember, Bill, it's a competition, right?
I suppose. I mean, in a game like this, it's a competition, but when we do something like Streets of Rage together, I feel we're competing with you. It's fun, don't get me wrong, but
right.
I feel a little dirty taking a turkey.
Yeah, right. Or the money.
Yeah.
Come on. I'm on Dream Street right now.
So what are some of your other favorite wrestling games besides this one?
So like I said, I would say I liked Here Comes the Pain. That was a great game. Trying to think right now. I would say before. Oh, I just got eliminated. I'm talking too much smack over here. So I just got eliminated. So that means that basically I'm done.
Well, what if I get eliminated like 5 times and then eliminated once?
Right. So I guess that's the. But if you finish, I'm at 20 right now. What are you at?
13.
All right. Well, I don't want to be draws. I can pick who I want to be, right? Or no?
I don't think so. Not in this game.
I'm draws. Yeah.
I think the last wrestling game we played together was Here Comes the Pain. That one I think you can choose like whoever's in the ring.
So I'd say for other games, oh my God, I'm about to get eliminated again. Yep, I just got eliminated.
Maybe we shouldn't talk about your other favorite games. You seem to get eliminated.
I just think we should stop playing altogether. You know what? I'm going to go home. I'll see you later.
All right, see you.
Just kidding. For me, I was a big fan of WWF Superstars, the arcade game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say like those are great. That's a great game. Superstars is really good.
I always get that and WrestleFest confused. Which one is which?
Well, they're both like, I forget which one came first, but they're both similar games.
Yeah. One has like Legion of Doom in it. Another one has like, I think the same one has like Earthquake in it. Yeah, I'm getting the two of them confused now.
Yeah, see, I forget the dates and so which one came out first, but very good games.
Yeah. Oh, those are awesome games. How about for like the 16-bit era?
So I know that you're a huge fan of like the arcade game.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I never really got into it, I feel like.
Yeah. How about like Rumble or Raw? Any of those?
I like, and I actually have I'm looking at it right now. I have a, not inbox, but I have a complete inbox, Raw. That's a pretty good game. I don't know if I like the Acclaim games very much for that series, I would say.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I used to love those, but they have not aged well.
No. And you just went through all of them recently, right? So you would,
Yeah. Yeah, I did all 4 that came out. There's the Rage in a Cage on the Sega CD, and then the other ones that were on the
I never played
Genesis
that one.
and SNES.
How was that on the CD?
Not very good.
No?
Nope. That was one of those ones, I used to see a Blockbuster and be like, oh my God, there's 20 wrestlers in this.
Right.
It looks so cool. The gameplay really sucks. It's just another one of those tug-of-war type games where you just have to mash buttons.
Was there anything on the Saturn?
Saturn had In Your House and WrestleMania, the arcade game.
And how was that?
Well, I love WrestleMania, the arcade game.
Well, yeah,
those are good. In Your House is kind of like the same type of thing. I've only played it once. It's one of those games I never grew up with.
Yeah, I'm so far behind you. I just had Kane come in. Man, everybody's be like, dude, like, this is your channel? Like, why don't, like, I feel like Bill's kicking your butt every single time.
I feel like I've been too big of an influence in picking these games.
Well, maybe it's a little rigged. But what should we do for our next video, Bill? I feel like so far we've done the Dreamcast, the 64, Genesis.
Yeah, so Xenoverse
Switch.
is on the Dreamcast.
And Switch,
right?
right?
Oh, yeah,
So
Switch.
so Dreamcast, and then we did. What did we do after that one?
Second one was Streets of Rage. That was Switch.
That's right. Yep.
We Raid and Trad on the Genesis. I mean, we have SNES to do, NES.
Oh man, I think we should do something on the SNES next.
Sounds good to me. Well, there is that service on the Switch. I know it wouldn't be the same as playing it on the actual SNES, but we can do games together.
That's actually
do
good.
Like an NES version of like Double Dragon 2 or something like that.
That'd be kind of cool, huh?
That could be fun.
It would be easier for recording too, Bill.
It would. Yeah, it's not a purist thing to play on the Switch, but you gotta do what you gotta do during a pandemic, I guess.
I think so too. We do have the original controllers that we can use on it, so
that's true. It's a good point.
Makes
Feels
it
like the real thing.
Exactly. All right, what do you have for wrestlers right now?
I have Edge, Mark Henry, and Bossman in the ring.
That's
Who do
it?
you have?
Oh, okay. I have.
Oh, you mean left? I'm not sure who's left.
Why? Well, what's your number at?
7.
Okay. Man, I'm at 18.
Who do you have left?
I have. Well, right now.
Or in the ring?
Right now, I have myself. I have Kurt Angle's with me, and I have Big Show, Kane, and Davey Boy's been in here for a while, actually.
Well, he did last all the way in the '95 Rumble. He was number 2 and went to second to last.
Just eliminated the Big Show.
Nice. Big Slow.
Whoa, it's the Big Slow.
Ooh. Mark Henry has a really weird punch in this game.
Does he?
It's like a 3-point stance thing. Thinks he's like Hacksaw Jim Duggan here.
Ho.
Alright, Bradshaw, he's got that dangerous punch. This could be me getting eliminated right here.
I hope it is.
Gotta get him out.
Eliminated.
I forgot how many guys were in the Ministry of Darkness. If like half this roster was in the Ministry or the corporate ministry.
They just eliminated Triple H. In and out.
Alright, Tombstone and Boss Man here. There we go.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of the Big Boss Man, like original, his original character in the
Yeah.
90s, and I'm a huge, I have all the Hasbros, and I just so, we talk about this all the time, but you look back and you really see how many people are no longer with us. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean half the roster in this game is, no
Right, so
longer
in the ring
with
right
us.
now, I have Davey Boy Smith who's dead. What about you? Anybody in the ring that's dead?
Boss Man. Surprisingly, Boss Man is the only one in the ring right now.
That's the thing I feel, but isn't it crazy? Like half of this roster is like dead.
Well, it's like when I watched WrestleMania 10. I don't know if it's the first match, but one of the matches is like Doink and Dink versus Luna Vachon and Bam Bam Bigelow.
All dead.
Bam Bam's dead, Luna's dead. The Doink that was in there is actually still alive, but the original Doink, Matt Bourne, is dead.
It's dead, right? Yeah.
I think the referee was Marilla. Was it Joey Marilla? He
Okay.
passed away.
Yep. He had
I think
cancer, right?
No, he actually died in a car accident.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of somebody else.
And I can't remember who else. Might have been like Gorilla Monsoon maybe announcing. There was just, or Bobby Heenan. No, I guess he was gone by then, but might have been one of the announcers that was dead. Or Fink, of course, is
Recently
dead
passed
now.
away, yeah.
That match was very depressing to watch.
So many good people left us too soon.
I'm down to the last 3, by the way. This would not make for a great Rumble in real life.
Well,
It's
I'm about to get
Boss
eliminated
Man and
again.
Mark Henry.
Yep. Just gotta move again. This is embarrassing. I swear I'm better than that normally, but
You are. Well, I don't know what you're doing right now, but you're better than you give yourself credit for, I should say.
no, stop it. You're just saying that because you feel bad. You're kicking my butt.
Come on, get him out.
Who am I now? X-Pac. All right. End the misery, Bill. Come on, end the misery.
I'm being like extra careful now. I don't want to get it like pulled out by Mankind who's on the outside here.
Oh, dude, I do hate that. If you're not paying attention, you're going to be big trouble.
I'm having issues doing my special today. I don't know what is wrong with me.
Well, don't forget, we're also recording. It could be, a little pressure on that side of things,
I guess so.
All right, so we're probably going to be nearing the end of the video soon. What's something about... I'm trying to think. What's something about this game that I feel like the nostalgia... What's the nostalgia for you on this game?
It's hard to say because usually you're nostalgic about things that like you did 20 years ago, like this game. But
right.
like, I never really stopped playing it.
Right.
It's just that good of a game where like, I guess the nostalgia more for me would be WrestleMania 2000. It was the first game I played like this, and I was just so blown away by it. Like the creative character and gameplay and everything. And
yeah.
I mean, this is really just that same game but beefed up.
Right.
When did you first play this? When it first came out?
Dude, I remember, so I used to pre-order every game in Funko Land.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember, like, for this, my mom drove me there. I can remember pretty well. The guy, they called me the day it came. Nowadays, like, you pre-order something, you go there, pick it up. But back in the day, if you pre-ordered something, they probably didn't have as much stock as they do now, and they'd have to call you when it was ready. Mm-hmm. And sometimes they wouldn't always have them, that kind of thing. So I remember going and picking it up. I remember pretty vividly. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. That was 20 years ago.
I feel super old now. Yeah.
Yeah. Just so you know, I finished the Rumble. Don't hate me.
All right, so I'm gonna pause where I'm at right now. All right. But so it looks like Bill is our winner. So now I'm in a pretty big hole here. It's Game Mode Retro. I'm down to 1 and Bill's at 3, so it's 3-1. And I think Bill is living up to his name of Bill, the cheater.
It might have been this game or one of the SmackDown games where you first called me a cheater because I was like reversing every move. And you're like, you're cheating.
Yeah, I just feel like I never played against somebody that was so damn good at the game. That's probably what it was. I was feeling pretty bitter about it, I'm assuming, too.
You've been bitter about it for like 15 years now.
Well, hey, what can I say? But it made a good video, and it was fun to do the Rumble, even though you kicked my tail here. Still a lot of fun, and hopefully you guys found some of the wrestling topics pretty good. Bill and I were talking. We're going to start doing maybe wrestling discussion, trivia. Bill's pretty awesome when it comes to the 90s and Attitude Era.
Too.
Yeah, I think we're both pretty darn good. I think we're good at remembering things and go with quotes and that kind of stuff too. So
yeah, that'll be fun.
All right, well that brings us to the end of our 4th episode. Hope that you guys are still digging these. Remember to subscribe. Go check out Bill's channel, Retro Comparisons. Which ones are you up to now, Bill? You're still doing the Saturn comparisons?
Yeah, still in Saturn versus 32X, so the 32-bit versions of Sega's consoles.
Gotcha.
If you want to consider the 32X a console.
As you're going through the 32X library, you're like, man, like there really is not much.
Yeah, very few games on there. I think it's like 40 or something like that. I can't remember the exact number.
Didn't last very long, so. Mm-mm. But yeah, definitely check out the channel, like and subscribe to some videos, give some comments, give some feedback down the bottom there. I think it's been working out really well, and we're happy to bring the content to you. So any feedback you have or any suggestions, let us know. And again, this is Eric with Game Mode Retro.
Spill with Retro Comparisons.
We appreciate you stopping by. Take care. Talk to you soon.